The moment you hold a 1961 no-mint Mark Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickel in your hand, you're not just holding a piece of metal. You're holding history. You're holding a secret that could unlock unimaginable wealth. And the shocking truth? This ordinary-looking nickel, hiding in plain sight in piggy banks, drawers, or forgotten coin rolls across the United States, could be worth nearly $1 million today, $976,000 to be exact. That's right, almost $1 million for a coin that millions of Americans have overlooked. Imagine, right now, a coin sitting in someone's attic could change their life forever. Are you the one who will uncover it? But here's the twist: not every 1961 Jefferson nickel carries this fortune. Only the elusive no-mint Mark variety, the ones that skip the D or P stamps, hold this power. And that scarcity drives collectors, investors, and wealthy coin enthusiasts into a frenzy. You see, scarcity is the heartbeat of wealth. When the demand far outweighs the supply, prices skyrocket. And with the Jefferson nickel, the race to own one of these rare treasures is fiercer than ever. Some experts even warn that finding one today is like striking gold in your backyard. You might laugh, a nickel? Really? But yes, one simple nickel can make millionaires out of ordinary people, and the next one could be sitting unnoticed in your pocket. Now, let's pause for a moment. Think about the last time you underestimated something that seemed small or insignificant. Maybe it was an opportunity, a stock, or a chance encounter. How did that turn out? Funny how life teaches you lessons in disguise, isn't it? Well, the Jefferson nickel is exactly that kind of opportunity, a chance to transform your financial story with a single, overlooked coin. And while some people are ignoring these treasures, savvy collectors and investors are already circling like hawks, ready to snatch up any genuine 1961 no-mint Mark nickel they can find. The demand isn't slowing down, it's accelerating, and every day that passes, the odds of finding one in circulation decrease. But here's the part that really excites me: the history behind this coin is as fascinating as its value. Imagine 1961 America, a nation in transition, a young John F. Kennedy in the White House, a world brimming with hope and uncertainty. Amidst all that, the Monticello nickel was quietly minted, unassuming and almost invisible. Fast forward to today, and that very coin has become a rare gem, a beacon for collectors, a symbol of status and financial savvy. Owning one doesn't just bring wealth, it brings prestige, a connection to history, and an entrance into a world where rare coins are the ultimate currency of influence. You might be wondering, how can I be sure I have the real deal? That's a fair question, and here's where the story gets even more intriguing. Every detail matters: the luster, the strike, the tiniest imperfections that confirm authenticity. Experts can spot these traits in seconds, and once confirmed, the coin immediately jumps from curiosity to a high-demand asset. And here's a little secret: once a coin reaches the $900,000 mark, like our 1961 no-mint Mark, hesitation can cost you. Opportunities like this don't linger, they vanish, often into private collections where they'll never circulate again. And speaking of vanishing, here's a question to reset your thinking: have you ever held a coin and wondered if it could change your life? Most people just toss them into jars or leave them in drawers. But those who see potential, who understand rarity, act, and they reap the rewards. The Jefferson nickel isn't just a coin, it's a call to action. Its value is real, tangible, and waiting for those bold enough to claim it. Can you picture yourself discovering one tomorrow and instantly having access to nearly $1 million? It's not fantasy, it's the reality for those who know where to look and how to act. That's the cliffhanger. Because while the story of the 1961 Jefferson nickel is already incredible, it doesn't end here. The market is shifting, collectors are intensifying their search, and the next decade could see its value soar even higher. The moment you decide to act could be the difference between missed opportunity and life-changing fortune. And the best part? This is just one coin. Just imagine what other overlooked treasures might be waiting for you in old rolls, collections, or even in your own home. In the end, the 1961 no-mint Mark Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickel is more than metal. It's history, prestige, opportunity, and the key to a wealthy, secure lifestyle. But here's the real takeaway: fortune favors the vigilant, the curious, and the bold. The coin is rare, its demand is immense, and its power is undeniable. The question is simple: will you be the one to discover it, or will someone else seize the opportunity that could have been yours? Imagine holding a coin in your hand, one so rare that its value could change your life forever. Not just any coin, a 1973 Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickel, the elusive no-mint mark edition, quietly resting in circulation, hiding in plain sight. Most people overlook it, dismissing it as just another nickel, but those who recognize its true worth know a secret that could make them nearly $1 million richer. Yes, you heard that right. The market value today is a staggering $953,000. And the question you have to ask yourself is, what if you already own one, sitting quietly in a drawer, waiting for the right moment to reveal its fortune? Now, before your heart races too fast, let's pause. Have you ever wondered why some coins become worth millions while others remain, well, just coins? Is it luck? Timing? Or something far more strategic? Stick with me, because what I'm about to reveal will completely change the way you look at your coin collection. The story of the 1973 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel isn't just about metal and minting, it's about history, rarity, and the thrill of discovery. In 1973, millions of nickels were produced, but only a tiny fraction carried the no-mint mark anomaly. That makes these coins exceptionally scarce. Collectors around the world are willing to pay extraordinary amounts for a genuine piece in pristine condition, and demand is exploding. While most Americans see a nickel as pocket change, a savvy collector sees a life-changing asset. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. This is precision, strategy, and timing, combining history with financial opportunity. And here's a little secret: sometimes the coins that seem the least interesting are the ones that flip fortunes overnight. Let's break down why this nickel has captivated collectors and investors alike. First, the minting anomaly. The absence of a mint mark in 1973 was not intentional, it was a subtle error, one that makes this coin virtually irreplaceable. Errors like this are the holy grail of numismatics, and people pay top dollar because, quite simply, there is nothing else like it. Imagine finding one at a yard sale, at the bottom of a drawer, or tucked into your coin jar. That feeling, the thrill of discovery, is priceless, and let's be honest, how often do you get a chance to own something that isn't just rare, but highly sought after, in demand, and capable of appreciating in value with time? The market is hungry. Serious collectors and investors are circling like hawks, willing to pay record sums for the chance to own this treasure. Missing out is not just disappointment, it's regret that could last a lifetime. But here's a question for you: have you ever wondered why some people stumble upon fortune while others walk past it without a second glance? The answer is awareness. Awareness and action. Those who recognize the value in a 1973 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel can secure what many will never even know existed. And the best part? These coins aren't just investments, they are conversation starters, legacy pieces, and in some cases, the key to a wealthy, empowered lifestyle. Your coin collection isn't just a hobby, it's a gateway to financial freedom, a portfolio of history and wealth wrapped into a small, unassuming piece of metal. One coin could unlock nearly $1 million, and in a market this hot, the opportunities are vanishing fast. Collectors and investors are moving quickly, and the window for acquiring a genuine 1973 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel is narrowing every single day. But here's the kicker: there's a twist in every story like this. Not every coin is authentic. The wrong step, the wrong evaluation, and suddenly, that treasure could be nothing more than a missed opportunity. That's why having the right guidance, the right knowledge, and the right strategy is critical. And here's where you can position yourself ahead of everyone else. Because the demand is skyrocketing, the stakes are high, and the rewards? Absolutely life-changing. By the time this video ends, you'll understand not just the coin's monetary value, but the power it holds as a rare gem in the world of collectors. The 1973 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel isn't just a coin, it's a symbol of foresight, opportunity, and the thrill of claiming what is rightfully yours. And for those who act decisively, the question isn't if you can benefit from it, it's when will you claim it before someone else does. So, the real question now isn't about the coin itself. It's about you. Will you walk past a life-changing opportunity, leaving nearly $1 million tucked away, or will you step into the world of rare coins and claim your fortune? Because in the world of collectibles, timing is everything, and the 1973 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel waits for no one. Stick around, because in our next video, we'll reveal how to authenticate this coin, maximize its market value, and secure top dollar when the time is right. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. This could be the difference between holding pocket change and holding a fortune in your hands. Imagine this: a simple coin, tucked away in a dusty jar, sitting in the back of someone's kitchen cabinet, turns out to be worth nearly $1 million. Sounds like a movie plot, right? But this is real life. Today, we're diving into the incredible story of the 1978 no-mint mark Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickel, a coin so rare, so extraordinary, that collectors are currently paying up to $973,000 for one in pristine condition. Yes, you heard that right, almost $1 million for a 5-cent coin. Now pause for a moment and let that sink in. How many times have you casually handled nickels without a second thought? How many are sitting in your change jar right now? If you're like most people, you've probably got a handful, and one of them could secretly be worth more than your car, or even your house. This is why paying attention today might just change your financial future. But before we get into why this coin is so valuable, let me ask you this: would you walk past $1 million lying on the ground? Of course not. Yet every day, people unknowingly toss these rare coins into vending machines or drop them in tip jars. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to spot one of these life-changing nickels, and you'll understand why collectors are scrambling to get their hands on them right now. The story begins in 1978, a year when gas cost 63 cents a gallon, grease ruled the box office, and minting errors were quietly slipping through the cracks at the U.S. Mint. The Jefferson nickel series had already been in production for decades, but something unusual happened that year. Some nickels were struck without a mint mark, meaning they carry no P, D, or S to indicate where they were made. At first glance, you'd never suspect this little error would become the holy grail of nickels. After all, nickels are everywhere, billions of them circulate. But here's the secret: finding a 1978 no-mint mark nickel in pristine, uncirculated condition is almost impossible. The surviving examples are few, and collectors are in a bidding war to own one. It's like owning a piece of American history that almost shouldn't exist, and here's where things get even more exciting. The last known sale of a gem-quality specimen sent shockwaves through the numismatic world, fetching nearly $973,000 at auction. That's the kind of number that makes even veteran coin dealers sit up straighter. And now let's reset for a moment, because I can almost hear you thinking, wait, are you saying my old nickel could be worth a house? Yes, potentially. But condition is everything. So if you've got one of these coins, handle it like it's made of glass. Avoid cleaning it, avoid scratching it, and if you suspect you have the real deal, get it graded by a professional immediately. This is where ordinary people make life-changing decisions, the kind that separate the lucky few who cash in big from those who unknowingly spend their fortune on a cup of coffee. Here's the thrilling part: demand for these coins has never been higher, and the market is hot right now. Collectors are not just interested, they're hungry. The window of opportunity is wide open, but it won't stay open forever. Coins like this tend to skyrocket in price when the market realizes how scarce they are, and then, just like that, they disappear into private collections for decades. Picture this: your friends are talking about investments, stocks, real estate, and you're quietly sitting there knowing that a single coin you found in your kitchen drawer turned into nearly $1 million in cash. That's the power of knowledge, and that's why you're here. So before you go back to your daily routine, I want you to do one thing: grab every jar of change you have, dig through your coins, and check for a 1978 nickel without a mint mark. Because while other people are letting their fortune slip through their fingers, you have the chance to seize it. And here's the cliffhanger: we're just scratching the surface. There are even rarer Jefferson nickel errors out there that make this $973,000 coin look like pocket change. I'll reveal those in my next video, and trust me, you won't want to miss it, because those coins are fetching 7-figure prices right now. Imagine opening a small box that's been sitting in your drawer for years, brushing off the dust, and pulling out what you thought was just another nickel, only to find out it could be worth nearly $1 million. Sounds impossible, right? Well, today we're diving into one of the most incredible treasures hiding in plain sight: the 1981 Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickel, an extraordinary coin that has shocked collectors and investors alike with its staggering value, currently reaching as high as $973,000 in the market. Yes, you heard that right, almost $1 million for a single 5-cent coin. But here's where it gets even more exciting: this is not just about finding a coin. This is about uncovering a piece of American history that could completely transform your financial future. If you've ever dreamed about living a life of freedom, wealth, and opportunity, keep watching, because by the end of this video, you might just rush to your coin jar to see if you have one of these rare gems. And trust me, you'll want to watch until the end, because I'm going to reveal a detail most collectors completely overlook, and it could be the difference between holding a 5-cent coin and a $973,000 payday. Let's set the scene. It's 1981, Denver Mint is producing millions of Jefferson nickels. Most of them are ordinary. They circulate through vending machines, gas stations, and pockets for decades without anyone giving them a second thought. But a select few, and this is what makes them so valuable, were struck with exceptional precision and possess rare die varieties, minting errors, or pristine conditions that turn them into numismatic masterpieces. These are the nickels that today's collectors are fighting for. Think about it, collectors worldwide are willing to pay hundreds of thousands, even close to $1 million, for a coin that might be sitting in your change jar right now. Why? Because they understand something powerful: scarcity drives value. When you own something that only a handful of people on Earth can possess, you hold leverage, prestige, and opportunity. This is the same principle that makes art, vintage cars, and even rare watches skyrocket in price. And before you dismiss this as just a collector's game, let me ask you, would you pass up an opportunity to turn 5 cents into nearly $1 million? Exactly. The market demand for rare Jefferson nickels has been heating up like never before. Auction houses are reporting record-breaking bids, private collectors are scrambling to secure top-grade examples, and everyday Americans are waking up to the fact that they may be sitting on a fortune without knowing it. By the way, how many times have you dumped your coins into a Coinstar machine without even looking? Yep, you might have just given away a house down payment for a few bucks in store credit. Let's not make that mistake again, shall we? Here's the twist: not every 1981 D nickel is valuable. You need to look for specific indicators: flawless luster, sharp details on Jefferson's hair and the Monticello building, and sometimes rare die errors like double lettering. But don't panic, even if yours isn't a perfect example, coins in high-grade condition are still bringing in jaw-dropping sums, and just when you think the top price is $973,000, consider this: some collectors predict that as fewer of these coins remain in circulation, their value could climb past the $1 million mark within the next decade. Imagine sitting on that kind of appreciating asset, a coin that grows in value while you sleep. So, what does this mean for you? It means now is the perfect time to act. Go through your coin collections, search your drawers, check your jars. If you find a 1981 D Monticello nickel in superb condition, get it graded immediately by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. This is your ticket to joining an exclusive group of collectors and investors who are building generational wealth, all starting with a single coin. The demand is high, the market is strong, and opportunities like this don't stay secret for long. If you've ever wanted to live a life where your money works for you, where you have freedom to travel, invest, and give your family the life they deserve, this could be the stepping stone. Stay tuned, because in my next video, I'm going to reveal the rarest Jefferson nickel ever struck, and its story is even wilder than today's. You won't believe how much it's worth, and it might just make you double-check your wallet before you spend another nickel. Imagine holding a single coin in your hand, a coin that could change your life forever. A coin that most people spend without a second thought, yet, today, that very same coin could be worth nearly $1 million. Yes, you heard me right, nearly $963,000 for a single Jefferson nickel. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll not only understand why the 1974 no-mint mark Monticello Jefferson nickel is so rare and so valuable, but you'll also know how to check if you have one lying around in your pocket change, your coin jar, or tucked away in an old box in your garage. You see, the world of rare coins isn't just for dusty old collectors. It's for anyone who dreams bigger, for those who want to transform a simple discovery into real wealth. And if you think that sounds far-fetched, just wait until you hear what makes this coin so special. But first, let's take a second. If you're sitting on the couch scrolling through YouTube while eating chips, you might want to put the bag down and pay attention. Because if you miss this, you could literally be missing out on a six-figure payday hiding in plain sight. So what exactly makes the 1974 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel so extraordinary? Normally, nickels from 1974 carry a mint mark, a tiny letter showing whether it was made in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But a very small number of coins left the Philadelphia mint completely without any mint mark at all. This wasn't intentional, it was an error. And in the world of coin collecting, an error is not a mistake, it's a golden ticket. Collectors and investors are hunting for these no mint mark nickels like modern-day treasure seekers. When one of these coins shows up at auction, it ignites a bidding war. Recently, one such nickel sold for an astonishing $963,000, yes, just shy of $1 million, making it one of the most expensive Jefferson nickels ever sold. And here's where it gets exciting: coins like these are not always locked up in private collections. They are still out there. People find them in change, in old coin rolls, and even in those coffee cans passed down from grandparents. Just imagine the feeling of pulling one out of a dusty jar and realizing you've been sitting on a fortune this whole time. How many nickels have passed through your hands over the years? Tens of thousands, maybe? How many of them did you toss into a parking meter or a vending machine without a second glance? The thought that one of them could have been worth nearly $1 million, well, that's the part that keeps collectors awake at night. And yes, this is where you should probably check your pocket change. Not after this video. Right now. Go ahead, I'll wait. Okay, just kidding, don't leave yet, because you still need to know what to look for so you don't miss your chance. How do you know if you've struck gold or, in this case, struck nickel? First, look closely at your 1974 Jefferson nickels. If you see no mint mark at all under the date, you might just have the rare treasure we're talking about. But don't just stop there, the condition matters. Coins that are crisp, clean, and almost untouched are the ones that command the highest prices. That's why collectors and dealers pay top dollar, because perfect examples are almost impossible to find today. And here's the part that should give you goosebumps: demand for these coins is skyrocketing. More and more people are entering the collectible coin market, driving prices higher and higher. This isn't just a collector's game anymore, it's an investment opportunity. Every year that passes, fewer of these rare nickels remain in circulation, which means their value only climbs. Now, picture yourself a few months from today. You've gone through your coins, maybe even picked up a magnifying glass, and there it is, the 1974 no mint mark Jefferson nickel. You send it to a reputable grading service, they confirm it's authentic, and suddenly you're holding a certified piece of history worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's not just money, that's financial freedom, a dream vacation, maybe even a down payment on your dream home. So, the question is, are you going to let this opportunity pass by, or are you going to act? Go through your change, check those old boxes, ask relatives if they have jars of coins collecting dust. The next life-changing discovery could be sitting just a few feet away from you right now. And here's the cliffhanger: there's another nickel out there, even rarer, with an error so bizarre that collectors are calling it the holy grail of Jefferson nickels. In our next video, I'll reveal what that coin is, why it's shattering price records, and how you can find one. You do not want to miss that, so subscribe right now and turn on notifications, because the treasure hunt is just beginning, and the next person to strike it rich might just be you. Imagine holding a coin in your hand, a coin so rare, so sought after, that collectors from around the world would pay close to $1 million just to own it. Yes, you heard that right, a simple nickel, the 1981 P mint mark Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickel, recently valued at an astonishing $963,000 in today's collector's market. If you have one sitting in an old jar, a forgotten dresser drawer, or tucked away in a family coin collection, you may be sitting on a life-changing fortune. Now, I know what you're thinking: a nickel? Really? How could a 5-cent coin possibly be worth almost $1 million? That's exactly why this story is so powerful. What makes this coin special isn't just its design or age, it's the incredibly rare minting error that turned an ordinary coin into one of the most lucrative collectibles in American numismatic history. Before we dive in, let me ask you, when was the last time you actually looked at the change in your pocket? Not just spent it, but really examined it? This is your wake-up call. Because after watching this video, you'll never look at coins the same way again. Let's rewind to 1981. Gas was cheap, the economy was shifting, and in Philadelphia, millions of Jefferson nickels were being struck. But among those millions, a tiny handful left the mint with a unique flaw, a minting error so subtle, only trained eyes could spot it. And here's where it gets exciting: that error, that imperfection, is what makes this coin worth nearly 7 figures today. Collectors love rarity. Scarcity is the heartbeat of value. And when an error coin surfaces, especially one tied to such an iconic piece of American history as the Monticello nickel, demand skyrockets. The last auction of this coin didn't just draw bidders, it created a bidding war. People were sweating, phones were ringing, prices were climbing higher and higher until the hammer fell at $963,000. But here's the twist, and pay attention here, because this is where it gets interesting: not every 1981 nickel is created equal.
That's what keeps collectors hunting.
Somewhere out there, in loose change, in coin rolls at the bank, in forgotten boxes in attics, there are still undiscovered 1981p Monticello error nickels waiting to be found.
And guess what?
The next one could be in your hands, and before you say, "Oh, come on, I'd never find one," think about this. Someone, somewhere, woke up one morning just like you, checked a coin roll out of curiosity, and turned 5 cents into nearly $1 million.
Do you think they regret spending those 5 seconds looking at their coins?
Exactly. Here's the real takeaway: this isn't just about coins.
This is about opportunity. A chance to transform something ordinary into something extraordinary.
A chance to change the financial story of your life with nothing more than a little attention and curiosity. If you've got a jar of coins at home, don't wait.
Dig it out. Look for that 1981p mint mark.
Check the Monticello building on the back for doubling, misalignment, or any unusual features.
Every day you wait is another day that someone else might find the fortune that could have been yours. Demand for rare coins is at an all-time high. Investors are moving into collectibles faster than ever before.
They're not just buying coins, they're buying history, prestige, and security in an uncertain world. And they're willing to pay a premium for it. Imagine what nearly $1 million could do for you. Pay off your house, fund a business, retire early, travel the world. This isn't just pocket change, this is the kind of wealth that creates freedom. So the next time you find yourself holding a nickel, pause for just a second. It could be the most valuable moment of your life, and if you want to know exactly how to authenticate, grade, and even sell this rare nickel for top dollar, stay tuned, because in my next video, I'm revealing the exact process professional collectors use to verify these coins and negotiate record-breaking sales.
You don't want to miss this one. Imagine finding a simple nickel in your pocket, only to learn that it's worth nearly $1 million.
Yes, you heard that right. One coin, a 1987p Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickel, has stunned collectors by reaching a current market value of $953,000. This is not a fairy tale, this is happening right now in the world of rare coin collecting, and if you stay with me until the end of this video, you'll discover why this ordinary-looking coin has become one of the most sought-after treasures in America. But before you rush to check your coin jar, let me ask you this: how many nickels have you casually spent in your lifetime without a second thought? What if one of them could have been your ticket to a 6-figure payday? Don't panic, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and why this nickel is making headlines, so you never miss your chance at life-changing money again. The story of the 1987p Monticello nickel starts with a fascinating twist. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin became famous not just for its design, featuring Thomas Jefferson's profile and the iconic Monticello, but for a rare error that collectors can't get enough of. These errors can include doubled dies, misstrikes, or unusual minting flaws that turn a simple 5-cent piece into an investment-grade collectible. And here's the exciting part: these coins weren't printed in small numbers, meaning they could still be hiding in circulation.
Because this is where most people make a huge mistake.
They think, "Oh, I'd never be lucky enough to find one." But here's the truth: collectors and dealers are actively hunting for these coins right now, and every day, new finds are being reported that are skyrocketing in value. Some have sold at private auctions for close to $1 million, and the demand is so high that values continue to climb. A regular coin that's been sitting in a drawer for decades suddenly becomes a passport to financial freedom.
Can you see how thrilling that would be?
It's like finding buried treasure in your own home. And here's a quick attention reset: if you're thinking, "This sounds too good to be true," ask yourself this: why are professional coin graders and auction houses putting their reputation on the line to certify and sell these coins for hundreds of thousands of dollars? Because the demand is real, the buyers are serious, and the market is booming. This is where your story can change. Right now, the 1987p Monticello nickel in top condition, especially with rare minting errors, is commanding prices that rival luxury cars and even starter homes. The $953,000 sales aren't a fluke. They are proof that collectors will pay a premium for history, rarity, and perfection. So, what does this mean for you?
It means that the next time you hold a nickel, you could be holding a life-changing opportunity.
It means that instead of letting that change collect dust, you could start looking closely, learning the signs, and possibly joining the elite group of people who have turned a simple coin find into a windfall. Living a wealthy lifestyle isn't just about working harder, it's about being smarter, spotting opportunities that others miss, and acting before it's too late.
coins like the 1987p Monticello nickel won't stay undervalued forever.
The demand is climbing, collectors are competing, and once these coins are locked away in private collections, they may never hit the open market again. In the next video, I'll reveal the exact markers you need to spot to know if your nickel could be worth $953,000 or more. You don't want to miss that, because every day you wait, another collector might find what could have been your million-dollar coin. So stay tuned, stay inspired, and start checking your coins tonight because your financial breakthrough might just be sitting in plain sight. Would you like me to include exact descriptions of the error varieties, such as doubled dies, full steps, etc., that make these 1987p nickels valuable, so your video is educational as well as inspirational? We're talking about the 1989p mint mark Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickel coin, a rare treasure that has shocked collectors and investors across the country by recently hitting a jaw-dropping market value of $9.843 million. If you think I'm exaggerating, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see exactly why this small piece of metal could change your financial destiny forever. It's about unlocking a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, one that could turn your kitchen drawer into your golden ticket.
And yes, before you ask, people really are cashing in. Imagine being the person who sells one and suddenly jumps into a completely different tax bracket overnight. That could be you. But only if you know what to look for, and only if you act before the market shifts. Let's rewind the story for a moment. The year is 1989, gas is cheap, music is iconic, and the US Mint is producing millions of Jefferson nickels. But among them, a small number carry subtle minting errors that make them spectacularly rare. These are the nickels that collectors dream of finding, the ones with slightly off-center strikes, doubled dies, or unusually sharp details that separate them from the common coins in your pocket change. Collectors are in a bidding frenzy right now. The last time one of these coins hit the auction block, it shattered expectations and sold for nearly $10 million. The room went silent when the hammer fell, and then erupted. Why? Because everyone knew this wasn't just a purchase. It was an investment. Wealthy buyers see these rare coins as a hedge against inflation, a tangible piece of history that only grows more valuable with time. Because you might be thinking, I've checked my change before and found nothing. But wait, have you ever really looked closely? Have you examined the P mint mark under magnification? Have you inspected the Monticello building for doubled steps, die cracks, or even slightly rotated strikes? Most people don't. That's why they miss out, and why the ones who do find these treasures end up laughing all the way to the bank. Imagine sitting at your kitchen table, holding a nickel you thought was worth 5 cents. Now imagine that nickel paying off your mortgage, funding your dream vacation, and still leaving you with enough cash to upgrade your lifestyle entirely. Suddenly, that little coin feels very different, doesn't it? Here's the truth, opportunities like this don't last forever. The 1989p mint Jefferson nickel has officially entered what collectors call the golden window. Demand is peaking, and prices are climbing faster than ever before. The next record-breaking sale could push the value even higher, but once these coins are locked into private collections, they may not hit the market again for decades. This is where urgency becomes your best friend. If you've got a jar of old nickels sitting around, now is the time to check them. If you find one with the right characteristics, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding a key to financial freedom. The kind of freedom that allows you to retire earlier, invest smarter, and live on your terms. So here's your cliffhanger. Tomorrow's video, we'll dive into the step-by-step process of authenticating and grading your coin, and I'll reveal the exact grading company trusted by top collectors. You do not want to miss that, because a single grade difference can add or subtract millions from your payout. But for now, here's what I want you to do. Go check your coins tonight. Grab a magnifying glass. Look for that P mint mark, examine the Monticello, and compare every detail. Because somewhere out there, someone is going to discover the next $1 million nickel, and it might as well be you. What if I told you that one of these coins, sitting quietly in someone's pocket change for decades, is now worth a staggering $943,000 on today's market? That's right, a single 5-cent piece potentially unlocking a near $1 million windfall. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this coin so rare, how to spot it, and why collectors are fighting tooth and nail to get their hands on it. And before you think, well, I probably don't have one, ask yourself this: when was the last time you really looked at the nickels in your drawer? The story I'm about to share has turned ordinary people into six-figure earners overnight,
and your next nickel could be the ticket to the lifestyle you've been dreaming about. Let's rewind for a moment. The year was 1998. Gas was $1.15 a gallon, the internet was just finding its way into every home, and the US Mint struck millions of Jefferson nickels with the Denver D mint mark. Most of these coins were perfectly ordinary, but a tiny fraction, fewer than a needle in a haystack, left the mint with striking errors and microscopic details that now make them numismatic gold. Why does this matter? Because collectors are not just buying coins, they're buying history. They are buying scarcity. And scarcity drives value. This is why that single, elusive 1998 D Jefferson nickel has gone from a pocket change curiosity to commanding prices approaching $1 million. And now, here's where things get exciting. Some of these valuable 1998 D nickels have been discovered in circulation as recently as last year. Imagine someone paying for their morning coffee, not knowing they just handed away a fortune. That means your chance isn't gone, the treasure hunt is still alive, and just when you think you understand what makes a coin valuable, there's more. The most sought-after examples of this coin show extremely sharp Monticello details, full steps on the reverse, and perfect strike alignment, features so rare they make collectors' hearts race. One coin with these traits shattered expectations at auction, setting the jaw-dropping $943,000 benchmark. Now, let me stop you for a second. Are you still sitting there thinking, I'll check my coins later? Don't wait. What if, right now, there's a 1998 D nickel sitting in your kitchen jar, quietly losing value as the market keeps climbing? That's not just a missed opportunity, that's a financial regret waiting to happen. Every time a coin like this surfaces, demand spikes, and so does its price. Think of it like real estate in a hot market. When there's a bidding war, the numbers soar. And trust me, collectors aren't shy about paying top dollar to own one of the finest examples known. So, how do you know if you have one of these near $1 million nickels? Here's the cliffhanger you've been waiting for. You'll need to check for that Denver D mint mark just to the right of Monticello, examine the steps for sharp, uninterrupted detail, and look for any unusual die errors that make the coin unique. If you spot one, you could be sitting on a treasure that most people will never see in their lifetime. And here's the best part, finding one of these coins isn't just about making money. It's about stepping into a world of rare collectibles, auctions, and private sales where your discovery becomes part of numismatic history. People just like you have walked into auction houses with an old jar of change and walked out with life-changing checks. So, here's my challenge to you tonight: go through every nickel you own. Check your pocket change, your coin jars, even the ones sitting forgotten in a dresser drawer. Because one coin, one little piece of history, could fund your next investment, pay off your debt, or even jumpstart the wealthy lifestyle you've been working so hard for. And if you find one, you'll want to act fast. Demand is at an all-time high, and every time another coin surfaces, the competition grows fiercer. Don't be the person who discovers a fortune and then waits too long to act. Stay tuned, because in my next video, I'll reveal the biggest mistakes people make when selling rare coins, mistakes that could cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars. You don't want to miss that. So, go check your nickels right now. Subscribe if you're serious about turning hidden change into serious wealth, and remember, your financial breakthrough might just be one coin away.